Hello, and welcome to another episode of Actual Play Broadcast. Tonight we explore another installment of Katalla by Night, our ongoing chronicle of Vampire the Masquerade 20th Anniversary Edition. Join us as we explore the unlives of four kindred, as they adjust to their beasts and have answers dangled in front of their faces for, perhaps to some, a terrible price. But who are these kindred? Who are their players? Let's go ahead and have them introduce themselves. So, starting with the top of our list here.
Hi, my name is Brandon, and I will be playing Damien today.
Hello, I'm Idol, and I am playing the character of Luca Slaughter.
Hello, I'm Adam, and I will be playing Rowan Dubois. Not call it a easy transition in the vampirism.
And I am Zemian, reprising my role as Zane, the illustrious.
And of course, my name is Lane, or perhaps you know me as Floryan or Saint Floryan. I shall be your storyteller as we navigate the dangerous streets of Katalla. Quick word of warning, we are playing a game that takes place in the world of darkness. This game is rated R and may contain graphic descriptions of content and themes that may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. If you need a more in-depth look at what may or may not appear in our chronicle, refer back to the first episode of this series where we explain this warning more thoroughly. Now, who remembers what happened last time? Wants to give us a recap?
I think Brandon should do it just because he said he didn't want to share his notes.
Yeah, and my notes actually literally got eaten by my dog. So
Oh my god, this guy.
I'm
Yeah,
not
this
even kidding. My dog ate my homework.
Time out. You have a fucking computer. You have sticky notes. You have WordPad. You have Discord. You have
Yeah,
your
but for
own
game
note
notes,
section in Roll20.
This dog ate his laptop.
So I physically take my game notes.
I get it, I do it too.
Thank you.
Savages.
Do you have a 0.5 Pilot G2 pen?
I don't know what those words mean.
Well,
Mine's
buy
not
one.
too fancy.
No.
Buy one. They are not even expensive. That is my favorite type of pen. Anyways.
No.
God.
I don't think I will.
I have a preppy, what's it called? Preppy, let me see. Platinum Preppy .02 fountain pen.
Ooh, 0.2.
I know.
Wow, that's fine.
Nerds!
I also have like 5 different ink colors for it, so you know.
Same for mine.
This is
Nobody off the
definitely
rails.
what happened last time, for sure.
Sorry.
So, pardon me, I'm going to start putting bullshit in these notes to see who calls me out on it. So, we wake up, find that Zentos and his crew got their asses beat because we were in another Baron's domain, eating, feeding, whatever you want to call it. And they didn't take kindly to that, so beat him and his crew's ass. Stewburn Wharf is neutral ground. We need to just kind of stay in neutral ground. That way we don't, cause any problems. Found out that domains operate different per Baron. They have different rules. One consistent rule is don't expose yourself. So no flashing. But otherwise you don't know the rules generally until you break them. Or until you get the ability to talk to one of them in person and it's like, hey, what should I not fucking do? We're going to have a rundown of what we need to do. That way we can actually prove ourselves and stop having a babysitter. The rundown runs like this. Learn to control the beast. Learn about what can and cannot kill you. Learn about powers. Learn about the clan. Learn about havens. And learn about the city. Some things happened while we were driving around, going to our next place to get a bite. One of such which was the voices in Damien's head definitely started talking to him, definitely through a radio. not Damien. I keep saying Damien's Devin. Definitely speaking to him in his head, and he was taking that rather well. Learned some interesting information. Learned a couple of things. One of the primary ones being that if we meet Santosa's master, is to make sure Rowan does not speak. We'll touch on that here in a little bit. Zentosa is referred to as something that's not a ghoul. We're not going to really get into that. He is asked about it and is upset at the phrasing and the question, and wondered where I heard the word. The voice is in my head. I hunt and don't fuck up. Luca drinks an eel. Zane fucks up, but is able to bury his shit due to the assistance of a passerby. Rowan fucks up. Rowan fucks up, and Zentosa has to clean it. We are told that Zentosa's master would be willing to talk to us. That way we could get kind of a fast track on getting a lot of this done, but has a price. The price is he wants Rowan's hands as payment for this information. We understand, all of us understand, that his hands will grow back, so it's fine. It's not any permanent damage. However, Rowan was apprehensive about it and had a little voice in his head. He had a little voice in his head speak to him about, what he can and can't do. And we were driving along the way to go meet with Zentosa's master and present him a lovely pair of mitts.
All right. That about sums up what happened last time we visited our kindred. Now, if there's nothing else, it's just a little bit past midnight. Same night. You all are still currently in the van as you are driving down the lonely byways of Stowburn Wharf. You just recently got off the phone with Santosa's master and deliberated a bit. What's your decision here?
Nerd's gonna give up his hands.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure how I feel about this.
Look, you're gonna get the hands back.
I understand that. But I will be defenseless. And I don't really feel like you're going to be one that's going to be protecting me, Zane.
Don't put yourself in a situation where you need to be defended.
Look, I'm willing to watch your back until you get your hands regrown. If doing this is going to get us some actual fucking information. Because we can't keep stumbling around like this.
I agree. I will do this if all of you agree to protect me while I'm in this state.
Just to clarify, in this state is the state without hands, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if this was one of those like double bargain things where as long as we were in Alaska, we had to protect you.
What? No, I'm not a demon. That's not how it works anyways. But I'm trusting your word that you will protect me, while I will practically be defenseless.
I mean, you have my word, but you also have your teeth. They're sharp now. You're not completely defenseless.
No, but missing your hands is a pretty big thing to be missing.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that.
You'll be fine.
Do I have all of your words? And I want yours too, Zane.
Yeah, sure.
Not convinced, but...
I was going to say, that was not even an attempt to sound convincing.
No, it really wasn't. Look, we're all stuck in this together. we all want the information. There's no point in turning this into a negotiation.
It isn't a good. They're my hands.
You want the information, don't you?
Yes,
Okay, then. Sounds like the decision's been made.
it's not. Because I'm the one sacrificing something for the information that benefits everyone else here.
We're not the ones who made the choice of who had to pay that cost. That's the cost.
Listen, I already backed you up back at the club. I wasn't gonna just sit there and let you flounder around in a place that you looked unfamiliar in. I'll back you up until you can regrow your hands. I'm really hoping, just as a side note, that they come back as like baby hands first, and then they grow into full adult hands. If not, I'll be slightly disappointed, but understandable.
I'll take my glasses off and pinch my eyes and just groan when he says that. When you say that, I'll say, well, whatever. Zane won't agree to anything anyways. So, let's just go and get this over with.
That's the spirit.
Now remember,
And please, I am relying on you. Devin,
yeah,
you're one of the people. Devin, Luca, I'm relying on you.
now
She'll give him a thumbs up. Wow, can't speak.
Zane, jump in if you want to, I guess.
Zane, go kick rocks.
Now, remember, he's already not a big fan of you, so I would recommend keeping your talking to him limited. That way you don't lose anything else. Okay?
I don't think it would make a difference. You mean towards the person we're going to speak to? Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I'm getting the impression that him just wanting the hands is the easy end of what this could potentially look like. Like, I mean, you really gotta not like somebody for some reason to be like, I want their hands. And this guy's never even met you.
Under
I-
normal circumstances, if my master learned about you independently, he would just kill you. He is being very lenient at the moment.
And this is because of my blood, correct? That he wants my hands?
You guessed correctly. It is maybe leniency just because it is a hunch and we don't have concrete information, so keep that in mind.
But I don't even know what I am, and he wants my hands because of that.
I know, it sucks, doesn't it? By the way, just so we are clear, I am not jumping in to defend you, just in case.
Did
Well, this
you
is your
even?
boss, so
Yeah.
I would assume you're not gonna
Yeah,
go up
but
against your boss if it
It-
turned into a
Yeah,
thing between us.
yes. I don't know if it needed to be said, but I felt like clarifying.
if anything, you're on his side in this exchange.
That is true.
But do you know why he wants my hands?
Of course I do. It is not my place to tell you.
$5 says he's gonna eat the hands.
Is this a
Maybe.
am I making a massive mistake by doing this?
Of course
Don't
not.
think he's gonna give you a.
Look. You don't kill a guy after you tell him I'll talk to you if he gives me his hands. Like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah, it'd be a
If you
bit
wanted to
class
kill
play.
the guy, you would put it under a different false pretense. Like, come on. No, he's
Something more benign, like, hey, let's have dinner or something, you know?
Yeah,
Just
well,
set it
maybe
up.
that's a little suspicious. That's a little.
Fine. Let's
Yeah,
go then.
perhaps. Look, I don't know what you're going to ask or what he's going to tell you, but he hears a lot of things, and he has been around for a long time. If you want answers, there's no one better.
Sold.
So let's go.
Xandoza gives a bit of a brief nod in the rearview mirror and begins to drive a bit more towards the ocean. Some time passes, and eventually you find yourselves at one of the many harbors that line Stobart Wharf. It's not particularly busy this time of night, but you can feel the wind chill drop significantly as you get closer to the brackish black water. There are vessels here, a few scattered, few and far between, and giant shipping crates that make up most of the shapes on the water here. There's a few idly drifting off in the distance, their lights slowly blinking, being the only thing you can see off in the horizon. He drives up and parks, kills the engine, and begins to look around. We're going to have to wait a bit. Ship's not in harbor yet.
A boat?
You mean a ship?
He lives on a boat?
No. He has a, but he's not going to invite you to it.
That's fair. Is it a yacht? I hope it's a yacht.
When you say that's fair, I just kind of glare at you.
It's a cargo ship.
Oh.
Hmm.
For the sacrifice of hands, I was hoping for better accommodations.
It could be a comfy cargo ship.
I'm like just tapping my foot. A bit of a nervous demeanor.
There's very few instances of cargo ships being comfy.
You're not wrong. I'm going to look at Rowan. Rowan, buddy, I need you to calm down. You're not making this any better. Just, bring it down a notch. Be fine. You're gonna be good. And I would like to use passion.
Passion. Interesting. I don't believe. Have you used the demontation power yet?
Yes, I have. Not entirely on purpose, but primarily Eyes of Chaos.
That's correct. Okay. Sure. Let me look at demontation real quick.
Yeah.
You're going
Mount-
to dull his emotions, I take it?
Yes, that is the goal.
Okay. Sure.
If you're saying I'm not aware enough to do that, perfectly fine.
I think you might be. It's the first level power, and you've used a higher level power already, and you've heard the thing swimming in your blood. It's maybe not exactly intuitive yet, but I'll let you try.
Okay.
So what is Rowan's current humanity score?
It is 6.
6. So I'm going to put the difficulty at 7. It's normally equal to their humanity or path rating, but since you haven't called upon it yet, it's a little tougher.
Okay. I can spend a will on this, right?
You may.
I am going to do that.
And the roll is charisma and empathy if you need that.
Yep. Charisma smooth talk. Would that come into here? I don't think so.
Not quite.
7 out of dice. Oops. The reason for the roll was 7. Calm. 5, 7, difficulty 7. Plus 1 more, so that's 5.
5 successes.
Well, oh yeah, okay. The 10s were highlighted. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Oh God. Huh. I don't know
Rowan,
how to control power.
how do you currently feel, Rowan?
Uh, it's a heavy mixture currently of anxiousness and fear.
Sure. You lock eyes with Devon for a moment as he's speaking, and almost in an instant, you can feel that anxiety draining away. It's not soothing, I would say. It's just slowly becoming an absence of that feeling.
Like,
Anxiety's on 10, the fear is high, and yet it just becomes less and less until eventually you don't feel much at all. They're just hands. You can grow them back. It is what it is.
we do need this information.
Exactly. So don't fret over it. You'll be fine. Told you I got you covered. I'll turn back and look out into the ocean. Is the result for the duration consistent between powered individuals and unpowered individuals?
Yes. So, we will deal with that as it comes.
Okay.
Anything else that needs discussed before the ship rolls into harbor?
I don't think so. Just that. Excuse me, bless me. Ugh. I think Luca herself looks a bit uncertain about what the hell they're about to do going into this because, like, yeah, it's the logical choice. This is what the guy wants. They're fucking vampires now. They know they can heal. But at the same time, like, paying a guy someone's hands? That's kind of fucking weird and wild and out there.
Extreme.
Yeah, and she's just like, so like she was all for it, but the longer she's kind of sitting here thinking about it, she's like, what the fuck is this? What world am I a part of now? And it's kind of like unsettling her a bit, but she's doing like she is keeping it in check for the most part.
Devin will chime in. We should probably have a consistent idea of what we want to ask. Because let's say that he's not generous, and it's just like get a question per hand. It's 2.
Oh.
I would like to understand the reason he wants to acquire my hands.
We'll put that at the bottom of the list for now. There are more important questions like, fuck, how do we control the beast? We need to know more about havens. What can and cannot kill us? Everyone's plan, I think, is what was discussed at one point. We needed.
That actually would be something I would love to know. Is
Okay.
How
which
about
clan I am from.
why we were targeted for this and yet we've been thrown to the wolves?
That is also a really good question. It's just a matter of making sure that we're all like picking a question because we don't know if he's just going to be like, yeah, ask your questions. I got my hands. We're good. Just keep asking. Or if he's like, you get 2 questions, 1 per hand. That's my fear. So where are we ranking things priority wise? I think Zane, what you said, that goes towards the top.
If I may chime in for a moment, how, as long as you show some civility, some politeness, I think you have however long you need, per se. He sounded angry on the phone, but he's reasonable enough.
And did you ever give us his name? That way we can address him?
Oh, he is just master to me. I didn't think of that. Sorry. His name is Cyril.
Can you spell that in the chat, please?
Yeah,
Hmm.
could you put that into letters for me?
Yes, thank you. I would have butchered that. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now. Didn't think
It's
it started with the C.
Well,
Yeah, it's like
Zero.
the guy from Archer.
It's all right. I'm sure he will have things to do eventually, and he will make it known when he is done with you all, but a little civility goes a long way. He kind of looks to Zane for a moment with a bit of a half smirk.
So you're saying
Hey,
as
I
long
know
as
how to be cordial and shit.
Okay, okay, I trust you. I have not seen it yet, but I trust you.
I mean you don't.
I
Zane.
haven't had reason to be.
Ah, well, this is good reason, huh?
Shrug.
But
Rowan,
for
what were you
many
saying?
I was gonna say for many questions being answered, this is a small price to pay. And
Yeah,
Zane,
you'll
you should be careful. You have yet to be cordial in the slightest.
I'm not worried about me.
Ow. Sorry.
I was timing.
yeah.
I'm sorry that did psychic damage to you.
So I think one of the first questions will be the why us and why no good information whatsoever was provided beforehand.
Yep.
Um how about uh I'm actually getting more and more concerned with the what can and cannot kill us kind of deal. The only thing we've been kind of told is sunlight and fire. Well, the fire one we learned more thoroughly.
Well, I mean, from what we can gather, we can still be injured by things.
Yeah.
So I at least go so far to assume that we can only get injured to a certain degree before, well, I mean, I doubt we can, like, regenerate from just anything.
I mean, most of vampire mythology probably isn't accurate, but at the same time, there probably is some kernels of truth into them all and everything like that, right? So if we think
Probably.
of a traditional vampire, what the fuck kills those?
Well, I mean, the classic, well, some stories have it where it's the clove of garlic in the mouth and then you decapitate them. Some it's the silver bullet through a coffin.
I
I
was
mean,
more thinking
well,
about the wounds we all had yesterday.
well, one seems accurate at least. They mentioned that we were staked and it made us
Yes.
unconscious.
Didn't kill us, but we were basically helpless.
So some of the
Yeah.
lore seems at least accurate to an extent.
Well, it was in the mythology of it all that the stakes were lethal.
That is true.
They're not lethal to us, which is good to know. Anybody who does try to pull a little Van Helsing will be in for a little bit of shock, but I mean, being paralyzed from being staked is not much better. That's dead with an extra step.
Plenty of time to make a fire.
So why we were targeted, Cannon cannot kill us, like actual confirmation on that, because we have some guesses.
With our driving around, we crossed a bridge, right? Because we went over to Fairhaven.
Right, we would have had to have crossed a bridge.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, Zainulad. We can also cross running water off the list. We already crossed the river,
We've also
so that's
had
not a problem.
a number of us showered. We had running water
That's
on us.
also true.
Well,
Good point.
anyone got like a pack of seeds on them?
Huh?
Seeds?
No,
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Wait,
Look
Or
like
rice.
a fucking gardener to
I
you.
think I do know what you're going for, and I would pull some like loose change out of my pocket and throw it on the ground in front of you.
Luca just looks at it. Yeah, I'm not feeling any way about that. Besides, like, mildly annoyed that you chose money of all things.
You would have to
Do
count it.
you
No,
not
I'm
know what a
fine.
seed is?
I
I-
also don't know if coin would work because in the stories it's all like grains and shit, grains and seeds.
Salt is a common one as well.
Oh my god, having to count every grain of salt?
Exactly.
Fucking kill me.
we were at a club. There was like peanuts and everything there, right? Like bar nuts.
Yeah, but it's more about it being like thrown in your
I guess
path.
that's fair. I guess that's fair.
I think. I mean,
That
To be-
sounds so weird and oddly specific. There's no fucking way.
yeah. This is based off of like very limited research I once did when we were writing a song, right? So like how accurate that even is overall, I don't fucking know.
That would make
It-
Rainbow
it-
terrifying as a vampire.
It is pretty eclectic knowledge from like European folk tales.
Look, we dabble in all that sort of occult bullshit when we play music. Not because we believe in any of it. Or, well, we didn't. But that's a big genre of it all. Because most of that, like, whole satanic bullshit that people are always going on about is just old folklore. Or D&D for some stupid reason.
Uh,
Probably
Well-
also racism.
there's always a level of that.
Mm.
At least we've knocked a few things off the list.
True.
We can also rule out mirrors, except for me, for some fucking reason.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
a good point. I can see my reflection.
We
On the bright
can't see
side-
this, though.
Hey, on the bright side, I don't think you'll ever need
true.
to shave again, so you won't have to look in the mirror for that.
Yeah. I'm not a narcissist, so I don't spend a lot of time in front of it anyways.
You look like the kind of guy who wears eyeliner sometimes. But I think that's something you can like figure out without a mirror.
I did on a couple occasions with some female friends who were talking me into trying it out.
He did it ironically, is what he's trying to say.
No. I tried it out, didn't care for it too much. Plus, it's a fucking hassle. Oh, I want to go out? I gotta do makeup and shit to go out? Fuck that. I'm just throwing some clothes, make sure I'm clean and go.
I mean, he's not wrong. It is a hassle. She says, standing there in like the full kitted out gothic black lip look.
It's gonna suck for you to do every night when you have so little time.
Actually, you get real quick at it real fast.
Powers. Powers, abilities. People can do things. I hear voices. Yay, what a great power. Anything useful? Has anyone found out if they can do anything useful?
Oh, well, kind of by happenstance. I think out of character, I'm pretty sure Luca would have figured out she runs faster because she was doing her whole running around the city the other day.
You are a bit faster than you were, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might like have some sort of speed thing going on because I mean, I was always kind of a runner before this, but not like that. That felt like something else.
That's cool.
The blood
I
does
mean,
seem to be teaching me something. I'm just not sure what yet.
okay, he's talking about voices. You're saying the blood is teaching you stuff. Like her saying she goes faster? Okay. That makes sense. I just think you're crazy and you have a mental disorder.
That's okay.
Listen,
I'm
I'm not happy about me suddenly hearing voices in my head either. One of me is enough. So if I did go crazy when I turned, great. Then I have no other powers. Then I get to hear voices that give me really rude information.
I mean, you were sort of correct though. So it feels
I
like
mean,
that voice can't just be, because like you said, the thing,
yeah,
the very rude
yeah,
thing.
and I knew that beforehand, and I tried talk. Yeah, no, I get what you're getting at. It's just it doesn't have to be a dick about it, and it kind of was, but I didn't know any better. That doesn't make it okay. Anyway, um, clans. This clans thing. I've only heard of one type of clan, and I don't want to be associated with them.
That was the gangrel, right? That was the one they said. The animal people.
Now there was a few mentioned.
Yes, we have talked about maybe Gangrel, maybe Malkavian,
Oh yeah, that one.
maybe Rowan's clan.
It was not mentioned by name, at least.
No,
You
no,
just
not to
said
you. Not to you.
you just said you had a good idea. You think you know what I am.
We will find out
Sounds
tonight.
like
We will.
I think that's probably why his master has baggage with you, based on what we know.
Mm,
So it's
That
probably a
might be
good guess,
helpful.
whatever that guess might be.
Not only if he can tell what clan we are, but what other people might have beef with us based on that, since that's apparently a thing.
As they have so gracefully shown. Yes. Haven. The fuck's a haven? We barely learned about what a domain is.
You have Google, you know. Here, no. Allow me. Pulls out phone, Googles the word haven.
So this in 1998.
No.
Oh fuck! I'm getting my fucking stories confused.
Yeah. Huh, a haven. All right, I'm not going to quote this word for word, but it's a safe place. You're welcome. Puts phone away.
Well, your dexterous use of technology appreciated it all. What does that mean in context?
Well, we're fucking vampires, dude. What do you think that means? We are helpless during the day.
Right. Is a
So, Dracula had his castle, right? We've, I mean, people have their houses that they sleep in at night. I would assume a haven is a secure place to sleep during the day. I don't know why they need a special word for that, but That's my guess.
It
Right.
could be more though.
Yeah, that's my fear is that because they have a special word for it, there's special things that apply to it.
What, you think it's like some kind of fucking, I don't know, blood sacrifice murder dungeon or something?
You
No,
gotta
but
have like a jar of dirt of like where you grew up or something next to you at all times or some shit like that.
Okay, Jack Sparrow. Oh, fucking hell.
I don't know.
look, we're blood drinking monsters with no heartbeats. Having a jar of dirt to make a place safe for you is really not that far out there.
That sounds pretty silly. Like, I'm not gonna
It-
lie. Like, it's.
It makes sense.
See, Professor says it makes sense.
It ties things to the land. Like, rather common tradition in Kabbalism, at least.
Whatever the fuck that is.
I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole.
He's talking about magic.
He's talking about. Never mind.
So is that
He was-
ship coming?
Should be any minute now.
Great.
Story of my life.
You continue your conversation, pondering questions about your new existence. About another 30 minutes rolls by, and you can start to see the bow of a large cargo ship slowly beginning to pull into port, silently amongst the night. Once it's within sight, Xantosa throws the door open and goes towards the back of the van. Begins to rummage through some bags and throws each of you a couple of clothing items, it seems. Some heavy sweaters, overalls, beanies. Put these on. You'll get over it. That'll be more makeup.
Me.
All right.
Get on.
Yep. Dress up.
This fucking sucks. She says as she dresses up.
Yeah, I don't really say too many words as I start getting dressed.
He does the same. Puts on a similar outfit. Eventually, you all look like you're part of the same crew. Eventually, the ship is moored. A massive edifice in the ocean. Once it begins to finally settle at port, gangplanks are lowered and people begin to move up and down the ship. Just a few sluggish skeleton crew workers moving bits of cargo in and out. He leads you down the wharf. Once he's close enough, he picks up a box. Pick up a crate. Let's move it onto the ship.
All right.
If you're too weak, then just do the buddy thing. Figure it out.
Luca looks for a particularly small crate. Something
Sure.
she's not gonna fucking struggle with. She doesn't want to actually fucking carry a crate. She'll find something she can do. Easy. No sweating.
Absolutely.
Yep, not looking for anything too crazy.
Eventually, you all find something you can carry. Begin to make your way towards the gangplank. A couple of the workers in the night give you a passing, tired nod. So you begin to climb your way up. On the ship, it's actually, it seems even more massive than it was from here. It's an island unto itself, entirely composed of steel. with winding pathways through each of these giant carrier crates, some of them stacked haphazardly on top of one another. You feel like if there were some kind of inspection going on, they probably wouldn't pass. Judging by how some of these are stacked, how some of them lean, how some of the crates are in poor condition. Zentosa begins to lead you amidships and then eventually down. Yes?
Is this how you get all of your stuff at the warehouse?
Yeah, for the most part. We do a lot of foreign exchange, you know?
Yeah. All right.
And speaking of, I do need to. Hmm, I don't know if I should leave you alone or come with you, but there are some things I need to pick up.
Well, you already said you're not on our side from earlier, so
Hey, I said I was not on Rowan's side. Let's be clear.
Well,
no, it's
Sorry,
okay,
sorry,
Rowan.
man. He's got it out for you. That's my hands are tied. Yours won't be, at the very least.
It'll be
at
quite
least
free
the ropes. At least the ropes will slide off the stumps, right?
and
Unless
Do you all have a problem with helping with some cargo later?
Depending on how this conversation goes.
All right.
what's in it for me?
We could talk about some money.
Okay.
What about a free night of no needing to hunt?
You don't want to hunt?
No, as in I've got a donor, so I don't need to.
Ah, I see. You might be in luck more than you think, actually. All right. Well, we'll discuss later. Um, Now do we remove your hands first? No, he would want to do it himself. Okay. All right. Just throw the crate wherever, and we'll go down.
Drop the
Luca
crate
takes
right where
that.
we're standing.
Luca takes that very literally, and she actually tosses the crate.
Okay. Sure.
Like she definitely got some joy out of smashing that for no reason.
Yeah. It just crumples. It like bursts open, scattering what looks to be thick jewelry across the deck of the ship.
Nice.
Someone else will clean it up, I guess. He begins to lead you down, and once you're below decks, you can feel the sway of the waves shaking a bit more as the cabin of the ship is swaying slightly to left and right every now and again. Those of you who haven't been on a ship, it's an adjustment.
Good.
Down here, there's a bit more of an industrial feel. There are numerous pipes and some exposed wiring down here, flickering. The fluorescent lights occasionally gasping for breath as they flicker and fade out, only to come back the next second. There's people down here, but not a lot. Zentosa speaks to some of them. Some of them share a look and nod, and they begin to shout. As you make your way through the ship, the floor that you're on begins to become a bit more clear. He eventually leads you towards the bow of the ship, where the walls taper into one another. And there's a facsimile of a doorway here, made up from freight and just a loose pallet hung over the entranceway. Think you can see candlelight flickering from somewhere inside? Oh boy, okay. Just before we go in here, one more time. Be respectful. Show some civility, some manners, and you will be a-okay. And I know you're new to this. I know what you're going to see is probably not what you're accustomed to, but don't make too big of a deal about things, huh?
Gotcha.
I would explain, but I don't think I can.
Well, that's comforting.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. He shakes a bit, pulls the pallet to one side, and gestures for you all to enter before him.
In we go.
Go.
Yippers.
All right, forwards.
You walk in. Xantosa fixes the pallet back in place behind you, and you could see a part of the ship that's been somewhat renovated to look like almost in a ports. The furniture here is nice. They're clearly imported from various parts of the world. This generally opulent ensemble. The rugs expensive. The chaise in the corner looks well upholstered. There's a fireplace burning in the corner. It would all be some perhaps if it weren't on the deck of this steel hull that's slowly shaking back and forth. It's immediately a bit disconcerting. As you move further in, though, you can hear shuffling coming from somewhere deeper within this space. There are a multitude of small sequestered rooms here, and as you begin to move in, you can see shadows moving from inside these small side rooms. And eventually you hear multiple booted footsteps walking towards you. It's when these footsteps are approaching that Xantosa raises his hand and just whispers, "Be cool, be cool."
I'm nothing but cool.
Being cool.
I have no problem with this, and I just have like my hands firmly clasped behind my back.
Walking into the room, there are 3, maybe 4 figures that, at a cursory glance, may look somewhat human. But as they come into focus and you can see their forms begin to illuminate in the firelight, you can tell something is horribly wrong with them. They're dressed in tactical gear, head to toe. And underneath this, where their face would be, you can see extra skin molded over their shoulders, merging the head with the torso. The eyes are enlarged, and there's a third eye and a fourth arranged in an almost trapezoidal shape on their foreheads. Each of them looks like they've been plucked from a different animal. Where their mouth would be, there's this hose that wraps around their waist 1, 2, 3 times, and eventually back up into what you thought was backpack, but you realize is just a hunch that is formed on their backs. And one of their arms, some to the left, some to the right, is replaced with this. It just looks like a barrel. Almost like a cannon fused into their form. These creatures just walk out and stare. And from behind them somewhere, you can hear an echoing voice. I feel like your instincts were onto something, Santosa. I can smell the blood of an usurper a mile away.
What do you mean, usurper?
I thought I requested that you not speak a word in my presence.
I look to you and zip.
It's quite all right. His tongue may join his hands.
We thank you for your time, Sir Cyril. What do you wish to be called?
Cyril will do. Thank you for taking the time to come see me on such short notice. I imagine, of course, you are curious, but I appreciate you following up on my invitation so quickly. My curiosity has gotten the better of me. Come on in and have a seat, wherever you please. Except that filth, it sits on the floor.
I will get a
Don't
seat.
mind if I do. Don't take a seat.
Luca like takes a minute to chill, straighten her shoulders, and walk in.
Once you all take a seat, one of those humanoid creatures, they break off and stand uncomfortably close to where you've chosen to take your spot. Their eyes flicker a bit back and forth between each other, but for the most part don't leave. They just continue to stare.
Just gonna. Can we physically see him now?
He's not made himself known yet. He's in one of the back rooms. You think you can hear him rummaging around back there, as well as an additional shadow flickering in the flame light.
He's getting his good knife.
Never mind.
I don't say that out loud.
Put that away.
I have a good understanding that you were all out hunting, but it would still be remiss of me to not offer you some refreshment. Are you feeling peckish at all, fledgling?
Luca's
I feel
gonna
like it would be rude to say no to
yeah,
such
Luca's just gonna kind of nod her head.
I agree, Zane. I think it'd be rude to say no. We thank you for your hospitality.
But of course. One of the figures moves away, back towards the back room. Reemerges, and in its arms there's a woman who is frightened out of her mind, who just kind of drops onto the floor. Go ahead and partake. I will only be a moment.
Is she
Gonna
like
look at the
visibly?
others.
Yeah. Is she like visibly confused?
She is horrified, not of you all, but of this lumbering creature that just pulled her out of wherever the hell she just came from. She's frantically looking around, wondering where escape may be. If you catch her eyes, she's pleading, like, help me, please.
Oh, fuck it. The- Devin will just go for it. Devin,
Sure.
we'll go over like in a very like calm presence and then just bite.
Absolutely. You don't need any more blood points, I don't think, but you do partake. And
Actually, I will take. I could take some blood points. I've
oh,
2 spent so far.
I see. Well, you can freely take those two if you'd like.
No, thank you.
The blood you've had so far has been, of course, to die for, but this is different. You can feel the emotions in her blood running a bit more strongly than normal. This fear, this spike of adrenaline begins to fill your mind as you are partaking. And for some reason, it's quite exhilarating. You don't feel afraid per se, but partaking of these emotions, you feel like almost like a hunter chasing its prey. It's a very primal feeling, but one that you quite enjoy. And of course, at this point, I'll ask you to make a self control check.
Even
But
though I
it's
already ate
getting
tonight.
easier. It's getting easier with time. As you're getting used to things, it's getting a bit easier. Put it at difficulty 5.
Okay. Look up in front of the scary vampire. No dice. 3.
How?
Okay,
Because I'm mean.
interesting.
I was hoping he wouldn't request one since we already ate tonight. But here we are.
My hungry, hungry baby vampire player.
God fucking
I haven't seen this many failed or botched hunting rolls in a long time,
stick
and
with
I'm
me, you'll
very
see many more.
pleased.
Isn't it just so adorable?
But,
Yeah.
like, to any of us, it's just the bot being a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, all of you are here, which is something that's been about the feeding so far. You've been to the same general area, but you've been doing your own thing. You watch as Devin sinks his fangs into this poor girl. She goes still. She goes limp. Ceases any struggle she may have put up. And Devin begins to feed. And feed and feed and feed. You see a look in his eyes. Devin's not there. Not right now. There's something more primal at the helm. Some kind of animal, some kind of monster.
Um,
But he's can feed.
so Luca hasn't killed anyone yet. She hasn't lost herself into this moment. And as soon as she realizes he's going past a certain point, like it's not him in there, but like she's not just gonna stand around and watch this woman die, even if that's kind of ultimately gonna be her fate. She's not really thinking of that in the grander scheme. She's just in an instant realizes what's about to happen, that he's going to kill this woman in front of her, and she's gonna go and try and like yank him back. Her.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have you roll an opposed check here against Let's have you both go ahead and roll strength and brawl. See if see who can separate who, or if you're able to get him off. Devin, go ahead and add 2 dice to your strength pool for this roll.
Joy.
The difficulty is 6 for the both of you.
Okay.
Two successes definitely beats Devin's 1 success.
I have a strength of 1 and nothing in brawl.
Very good. All right, so you realize what's happening, Luca. You steel yourself, you walk forward, and you put your hands in between their 2 bodies and forcibly separate them. And when you do, she falls limply to the floor, and Devin snaps up at you.
Dude,
For
what the fuck? She's gonna like fall,
he
you know?
hisses in response. His fangs fully extended, still not there. However, you do sense that you're no longer getting blood, and you're not happy about that. Devin, we can have you go ahead and roll self-control again.
Madge.
We'll put it at difficulty 6.
I got
Okay. 2 successes. Eventually, the red mist clears, and you blink, and you can see Luca staring down at you. And you're a bit confused.
I am.
You were drinking, and then now you're here. But for some reason, you are very, very irritated at the moment. That thing in the back of your head, that feeling, it's rolling over at the moment. It's letting you know it's there, and it's not happy.
What happened? What the fuck?
You were just gonna fucking drain her dry?
It wasn't my intention. Oh, fuck
Well, that's what the fuck you were doing. So get a grip? I don't know. This is seriously. You can't just keep killing people.
I'm not fucking trying to.
Mm. She's gonna like let him go, kind of like shove him off a bit, and she's gonna turn to look at the woman. But she's almost like nervous to do anything, to approach her, to get too close.
She's catatonic at the moment, staring up at the ceiling, breathing but unresponsive. You hear a chuckle come from the back room. You are free to drink as much as you wish, if that is your desire. You are my guests. Don't enjoy cleaning up messes. If they happen, then so be it. I have more vintage in the back anyhow.
I'm good, thank you though.
Very well.
I'm getting tired of that happening.
If Zane makes any move to go towards the woman to get a drink, Luca's gonna like glare at him.
Zane is actually watching Devin,
Okay,
and he's tense.
cool.
Is there anything I can do to make your stay more comfortable?
Not for me. Continue holding his head, trying to settle the voices.
He waits for a response for a few moments. If no one says anything, go ahead.
Xander will relax back in the chair. I think we're good.
Very
I
well.
would shrug my shoulders if he responds to that in any way.
I do apologize for the meeting that we suffered tonight. I was not expecting guests, but I hope the furniture is to your liking at the least.
I'm gonna regret doing this. I want to take a closer look at the furniture.
It's nice. It's very well upholstered, very velvety. It's clear some love and care went into it. It's actually not just the cheap meat in Xantos's warehouse.
It's not people. That's the thing I was after.
It's not people.
Oh
Why
my
would it
god.
be people? That'd be crazy.
That's a weird ask.
Also, could we take a restroom break real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Unbelievable. This
Thank you.
guy.
Put
He
a
didn't just
mark.
quietly get his hands cut off.
I want to be there for it at least. Like God.
All right, I have marked this as break.
All
So-
right, time for me to not speak and get my hands cut off.
Eventually, one of the creatures moves the woman back to where he brought her from. And it's at that moment that the shadows begin to lengthen in the back of the room. And you can hear more footsteps walking towards you. Walking into the
turn
center
inward.
of the room here is another inhuman creature. Extended down from a rather wiry torso, you can see 4 legs. 2 human, 2 digitigrade back, and 4 arms, stretching another pair underneath the top broad shoulders. The entirety of this figure's form, as it scuttles towards you, is covered in bony spurs and a thick plate, arranged to look like armor over its form. Its head is roughly shape. Around where the nose line would be, there is this giant rounded helmet made again of bone, spurs shooting out of it in multiple directions. Only the vague suggestion of once human features dragged across its surface. You can't even see eyes. And extending from beneath it an emaciated jawline that shows off all of this creature's sharp, jagged teeth. It contorts into what you believe to be a smile as it walks towards you all. Terribly sorry for keeping you all waiting. I appreciate your patience deeply.
Luca's
no
just gonna like,
problem.
nod her head like it's fine.
We
I'll
thank for you.
I'll look perplexed at him.
We thank you for hosting us in such a quick fashion.
Of course. And I thank you for bringing my gift to me.
Just cross
Speaking
my arms.
of, perhaps it would be not waste any more time. It shifts its head towards you, and the smile turns into a bit of a scowl. I believe that Xantosa was right about this one.
In what regard?
Just staring him in the eyes.
Filthy warlock blood. I'm glad I chose not to stain the halls of my home with it. Your hands.
I make a bit of an incredulous gesture and let out a sigh. And I'll stand up and walk towards him and hold out my hands. While maintaining like eye contact.
He folds back one of the top ones, his hand grasping his shoulder, and from the elbow, there is this sick ripping noise as a blade, maybe 3 or 4 feet long, shoots from his elongated elbow. You've barely time to register that before the searing white-hot pain begins to set in almost instantly. You can almost hear ringing in your ears and suppress a scream as you could feel your hands drop to the floor. Uh, 4 levels of lethal damage.
Oh, Jesus.
So in your health trait, let's go ahead and open that up.
Yeah. Because I have not had to use this yet.
So when you are injured, you see these they're right here on the
Wait.
front page. Right here.
Oh,
They
thank you.
are down
Okay.
here. Yeah, you got it. You'll see bruise from incapacitated. You will fill those
Yes.
boxes from bruised to incapacitated. And when you click on those boxes, you'll see various markings. Those are for each level of damage. Lethal is marked with an X, and since you've taken 4 levels, you will fill all 4 of these boxes up to wounded.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, those up top are extra. You don't bother with those.
Nope. Understood. All right, that makes sense. So I guess I might like grunt mutter a word by accident. I think that could be possible. Where I might even just say like, "Why?" Like as I'm like suppressing a scream.
He looks to you, looks to the ground, smiles to himself. Very good. Thank you for your gift. Now your tongue.
I just keep staring at him. And I
You nod.
yeah, and I open my mouth.
Take another level of lethal damage as your jaw drops to the ground, your tongue along with it.
Damn.
Luca
Okay.
at that point does kind of like step up and sort of like yank Rowan back in a way.
He looks to you, Luca, tilts his head. You would deny me my plaything in my home?
The price discussed was his hands, and you've taken his tongue for the insult given.
I would feebly nod my head in agreement.
She kind of jostles him like, don't.
Stop.
I just keep staring at him then.
And it's curious that you would put your existence on the line for someone you are not particularly fond of, let's say.
Right now, as it stands, all we have is each other, the four of us. And I mean, I'm still me.
Also, a deal's a deal.
He looks to you for a moment, then smiles. Nod. Very well. I suppose you are right. He begins to take a seat, but as he does, he begins to flash with this series of strange bioluminescent lights that come from underneath his plated armor. The figures in the room begin to flash in sequence as well, and they begin to clean up the mess that has been made. Very well. I appreciate your willingness to pass at the very least. I do not believe I have officially introduced myself. My name is Cyril. You may address me as such. And who do I have the joy of entertaining this evening?
I'm known as Luca Slaughter.
Interesting. A pleasure to meet you, Luca. And he'll go through cordial introductions with the rest of you as well, save Rowan. He doesn't address him further.
Understood.
By any reckoning, Zane is correct about your price being paid. In return, I believe you have questions of your own. Feel free to ask whatever you would like. I'm sure whatever the Barons has given you has not been sufficient.
You'd be correct, which leads us to our first question, which is kind of a two-parter. Why we were targeted and why the Barons refuse to elaborate on the situation at hand and give us nothing. It's just throwing us out into the wind and seeing if we break invisible rules we don't know about.
As for why you were chosen to join us in the ranks of the night, I cannot say. A sire's motivation to bring a child into our world is unique. And it can range a number of things. Maybe they saw potential in you. Maybe they thought you'd make a good enforcer. Maybe they hated you and wanted to see you suffer. It hardly matters at the end of the night. You are all here now. As for why they've chosen not to take direct involvement in your affairs, it is because they cannot help themselves. There has been an unfortunate history with fledglings in this city, as I recall. Some made as nothing more than living tools and waiting weapons against some. It only took one barren fledgling child to be turned against them for an emergency meeting to be called, and a non-compete clause put in place. You are new, so you may not understand how it is for some to control the minds of others. But it happens. And one Baron got particularly when their child was used against them. You will find a number of things boil down to politics in this night. Needless to say, they are not keen on interfering on your behalf, lest they rouse the ire of the rest of their Baron Council.
So, just make sure I understand, to make sure that an individual is swayed, to make sure an individual is not swayed in one direction, no one gets to put any sway in.
They expect that none of us will interfere. They believe that because they choose not to represent their childer, and that their gangs follow suit, that all of us are in agreement.
Are you saying that someone here is a Baron's child and they're stepping back and allowing this to happen?
I'm saying that multiple of you are. And they don't want to take these loose ends. They don't want to leave things up to chance.
Okay. It's a lot to process.
I'm just gonna say right now, if I am Holt's childer, I am going to kill myself.
Forgive me, forgive me. You are not.
Oh, okay, cool.
Your blood is stronger than his, anyhow.
Uh, I want to touch on that here in a minute. Along with the killing ourselves thing, we'd like to know how to avoid that. Like, what can and cannot actually harm us. We've ruled out a couple of things: running water, bridge over running water. A stake didn't kill us, but permanent reminder. We had to figure out how to get that back. Um, we know to be afraid of fire and the sun, but anything else? The silver crosses, garlic. Do we have to count salt if it gets thrown at us?
He raises a finger for a moment and looks to Xantosa. I appreciate your keeping them out of trouble, at least. To which Xantosa gives a sheepish smile and a nod. Of course, master.
To be fair, we didn't get in trouble. He did.
Turns back to you. Many myths exist about our kind on purpose. They are stories spread around to deter. But there are some general things you should be worried about. As you have already stated, sunlight will decimate you in seconds, as will fire. They will rend you from the inside out. Otherwise, you are a corpse doesn't get much deader if it's cut or shot or stabbed, unless it is towards your brain or towards your heart. You still need your head, and your heart is where your soul resides. Keep them uninjured, and you should be fine. I'm guessing you have not had the pleasure of being shot yet. At least not in this state. It will hurt, but it will not hinder you as it would a kine. A stake to the heart will simply paralyze you. An unenviable position, no doubt, but it will not remove you. Other than that, you are much more resilient than you were. The only things that stand a chance of removing you are well-placed shot to the head, or mystical powers that we may call upon. Is
I
that a
see.
sufficient answer, or should I go into more detail?
I have a follow-up question. Rather than nitpicking every little detail, you seem to have, shall we say, been around the block once or twice. What is perhaps the most drastic injuries you've seen? Sorry. You've seen someone come back from?
Many of them I have inflicted myself in experimentation. And what I have learned is that it is a staggering amount, at least compared to what you are used to. I have torn people in half to watch them come back unscathed a few nights later. So long as it does not knock you into torment, you should be fine. Depending on the wound, it may take some time to. Eventually, it will. Your body remembers the way that it was when it died, and it will go back.
All right.
That's quite a lot.
Good to know.
Forgive me if I am moving too quickly as well. Much of this is second nature at this point.
We're fairly quick studies. Um,
Hmm.
so you mentioned mystical powers. We've had some inclination to some of them. But uh, do you have a recommendation on how we best find out what our abilities are? If you don't outright know.
He pulls his head back a bit as if thinking. Strokes his chin. I suppose it would rob the thrill of surprise from your sires, eventually introducing you to your gifts, if they'd even bother at all. But I can tell you, if you wish.
I will look to everyone else to see what everyone else's reaction is to this.
I mean, our sires sort of left us out dry, so ruining the surprise doesn't bother me any.
I do make a bit of a gesture towards myself and nod.
I just want to know whatever the fuck this bloodline, whatever clan shit is called.
Of course. All I require is a drop of your vitae.
I have a cult. A drop of our blood?
Ah, Yes, forgive me again. Produce a drop of blood, and I will take it from you. And from there it should be child's play to determine these things.
Anyone got a sewing needle?
Luca just bites her hand and
Yeah.
I
I
would
will also
gesture
chomp my hand.
I would gesture at the hands, or are they no longer there?
Guy, they've been cleaned up.
Is there blood on the
But
floor still, or has that been like
no,
bobbed away?
there's no blood on the floor. Actually, none of it flowed from your wounds.
Interesting. Then I would just kind of gesture at him.
Your stumps?
Yeah, with my stumps. Like
Good lord.
wave my stumps at him a little bit.
I don't think he needs it to. I think he knows what you are. I don't think he needs your blood for that. Gonna be real.
I don't still. That's the
If he's
problem.
inclined to answer is the issue. I will also bite my hand.
He begins to luminesce again. And those figures that are surrounding you in these rooms begin to placing the barrel attached to their arms where your vitae begins to flow. They begin to feed. Eventually, as they stand there staring, they begin to flash colors again. And Cyril nods in understanding. Very interesting. Let us start with you, my friend. He looks to Zane.
Oh, my friend now. I've been promoted from guest.
If blood anything, I have long had an interesting relationship with the Sombra, and I find it intriguing that another one of you joins our night.
Okay, so I've heard about the names Gangrel Malkavian have come up with some mixed Yelp reviews, we'll say. What can you tell me about this La Sombra? I think I have a picture in my head, but I want to know if it's accurate.
Of the night. Clan La Sombra are predators who wield shadows to their advantage. A disconcerting discipline to most. You have a bit of a reputation amongst those in the Anarch state. They don't appreciate how ruthless your clan may be. I believe it to be quite interesting. Quite an asset.
You just tell me vampires don't appreciate others being ruthless? Okay, sure.
I understand, young one, there are those of themselves to be ruthless. And then there is your clan.
Right.
Once they learn of your status, if they do, they may not be to trust you. Quite all right, really.
Okay.
Now, I'm curious as
So-
to who's brought you here.
Are there
Mysteries for another time.
how many La Sombra are here in the city?
should I be honest? I did bring
Up
you
to
in on
you,
the
I guess.
premises of answering, so I think it'd be poor form to provide any deception. There are 2.5 for the Sombra in the city.
Okay, that I feel like you're baiting me now. How do you have half?
Strange
mention-
manipulations of the blood. Don't worry, I don't think you're related to that one. You'd look quite a bit different if you were.
I know which one made me. I don't know her
Already,
name, but
if
I
it's
know her
occurred.
face.
Ah.
I got a good look. We'll leave it at that.
Very interesting. She shares harbor space with me quite often. She rules over Materoy to the south. We have civil conversation from time to time.
I I would say I find that surprising, but at this point, maybe not.
For her to have embraced you, you must have been particularly useful in your days as Kai. I will not sit and speculate, but your embrace was no accident, I assure you of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say that again. All right, I've taken up enough air. He'll gesture to the others and go sit down.
For you, Devon, it is quite plain to see, to sense the madness swimming in your blood. The answer that fits. Clan Malkavian.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Could you shed some light? Why do I hear things? Is that part of the baggage? Is that a power?
I cannot truly say, but it is your class to exist in an altered state. For many ages, people have looked to your kind for guidance and yet kept you at arm's length at all times. Whatever connection you share to your clan, it has proven to shed insight. And yet they as if they cannot trust you. The insight you share doesn't undermine. It's different for each, so I understand.
It's lovely.
You are in a particularly unique situation as well. There aren't that many Malkavians in the city. I believe I can count them on one hand, perhaps.
Okay.
And they themselves exist in a fragmented state. People will be vying for your words of wisdom, quote unquote. when they realize who you are.
I
And that can be quite lucrative for you. Learn to sift through the noise, and you'll find that you can sway people particularly easy if they think you hold the answers.
think I've talked to two so far. Well,
Mm,
one talked to me. I was by the other one. She seemed very interested.
he smiles. I wonder why.
I do too.
Do not let what others call madness be a hindrance to you, fledgling. It will prove in time. For you, he turns to Luca. A curious concoction. It has been long since I have felt the presence of a coyote. And yet here you are.
I'm sorry, a what? Coyote?
Definitely distinct, yes. You are clan gangrel, but not of the same blood that Holt has spewed into this city. I do not know any other coyotes that exist here. You are a curiosity.
Hmm.
In any case, it does mean you are particularly adapted for life in a city like this. So count it as a boon, I suppose.
Will do.
He, for a moment, as if he has more to say here, but subtly shakes his head, and then looks in the general direction of Rowan. He dismissively waves one of his hands and crosses one of the other pairs of arms. I have warred long enough with warlock blood to know a Tremere when I sense one. You
would
are
just
lucky
shake my head.
that your coterie vouches for you.
I just like tilt my head.
My God,
You'll
you had a lot.
pardon me if I don't feel particularly inclined to shed any more insight as to your condition. You'll figure it out, or you will die. Whatever scenario arises, it will be for the best.
Right.
You just hear like a sort of gurp. I don't know. How do vampires bleed in this world? Actually, do they?
Don't.
They don't.
You
So,
choose if you bleed.
so
Otherwise,
you
it
would just
stays in
hear
you.
you would just hear like an odd rasping sigh of breath. Then, and I would close my eyes and just keep sitting there cross-legged.
So, one mystery has been answered for you.
Oh,
One of the things that I wanted to know was, well, you've mentioned yourself that you've had a long history of warring with Rowan's clan. Is that common? Are there those out there? Jesus bless me, sorry. Are there those out there that I need to be watching out because being a coyote makes me their enemy?
Oh, for you. um, it's a strange predicament. Unless you know how to sense the humors of the blood, most people will not understand that you belong to the city gangrel. And for the most part, your anarch movement has no quarrels with the gangrel clan as a whole. You should be fine. Just watch your steps around the other gangrel of the city. Perhaps they will be a bit more curious. Certainly the Baron will want to know more about you. Whoever this wild animal who showed up at his doorstep would be.
Great.
You get to be best buddies with Holt.
Yeah, no, I'm dodging him every chance I get.
Congrats.
Look, if he didn't want to play nice to begin with, I'm not going to make it easy on him either.
Hmm.
You keep saying anarch. Kind of only heard that a little bit.
I would gesture at him with my stump hands.
One of the unfortunate vestiges of humanity that exists within our lovely little society here is that people, kindred, need an idea to follow. There are many out there. You perhaps have landed in the luckiest spot you could have. Not playing boot heel to those above you or serve some sort of suicidal war. You exist in an anarch state, where you are free to do as you wish. While everyone here has a different idea of what freedom truly is, they all agree on that aspect. That you have the chance and what that means for you. That is the anarch movement. The kindred here will call themselves anarchs, and proudly so. For they believe that they cannot be truly governed by any other.
That seems not right. I'm not questioning what you said, but just what they claim that we can live freely as we want, but then we crossed accidentally into a territory of a baron and hunted there and apparently broke some rules. That seems counterintuitive.
You are a predator now. And in every ecosystem, there are always those who sit at the top, while others scrounge for scraps. It is the natural order of things. Those who have the ability to scrounge their power together enough that they ward off other kindred may call themselves barons. And some may choose freely to, but a baron remains a leader only so long as they can consolidate their power. They are the leaders of this city, sure, but only if you let them be. Those of us new to them may find them somewhat intimidating, confusing, imposing. You can choose to let yourself be governed by their rules, or you may not. I do not choose to play by their insipid rules. I exist as I will. If they want to come for me, then they will. But they haven't as of yet. Conduct yourself like you know what you're doing, like you're a threat, like you're a predator that needs to be taken seriously, and perhaps they will leave you alone. Or perhaps you will make enemies. It is your decision to make, after all. That is what this is all about. In any case, they do have territory that they claim as their. If you offend their rules while you are there, expect retribution. If you can handle it, then fine, do as you please. If you cannot, then learn their rules and maneuver around them.
How does one control the beast inside? That rush when you feed, how do you pull yourself away?
He takes a
I
long
also
moment to think.
okay. I did have a quick question.
Yeah.
During much of this, while I've been physically unable to speak, uh, could I have been examining like the creatures he seems to have created? Like, would I even have any semblance of the knowledge to examine that further, or no?
What are you trying to determine?
Um, honestly, I'm a little curious how it looks like he made them.
Uh, you're not sure the exact process, but I mean, he's clearly inhuman as well. If he can
Yes.
control himself, then perhaps he used some kind of discipline of his own to craft these things.
Okay.
They do
All right.
look vaguely human, so there probably was a starting point.
No, but to be clear, there's like pipes, tubes, backpacks, things like that going on, correct? Like with
They
these,
superficially resemble those things, but it's all made out of
it's
flesh.
all flesh.
Pretty
Okay,
much. They're
gotcha.
wearing tactical gear that's been fitted over them, but yeah, a lot of it is just, you can tell
So that was
it's
a
flesh, bone,
misunderstanding on my part.
sinew, such. Yeah.
They're basically like flesh crafted monstrosities. Okay,
Yeah, from what you can tell.
no, that's fair.
Certainly weren't born that way, anyhow.
I mean, I would like to examine them to see if I could get insight, or if you think I could get insight from that. But that's what I'd probably be doing. I'm just sitting here in
I would say
silence, listening.
probably not much. They're acting the way they're acting is just they're clearly just sentinels. They don't really communicate. They look between each other sometimes and then they do that weird flashing thing. But it's such an alien way of communication. I don't think you're going to glean much.
Okay.
Cyril takes a long time to answer this question. He makes that known. I'm not sure the best way to answer that for you. I have an answer, but it took me a very long time to come to it. What I can tell you, that is a part of you now. Whether you like it or not, It exists for your benefit. It is particularly unwise to deny it, at least fully. I am aware that you attempted to drain my vintage dry earlier. You lost control of yourself. It takes a particularly strong will to overcome those urges. And unfortunately, it simply takes time. I will say that it is an instinct that can be trained. The more you immerse yourself in it, the more you learn it, the more you control it. The more it can eventually become something more than a nuisance. I apologize if that's not the answer you're searching for.
It's not quite the answer I was wanting, but it's an answer nonetheless, and an answer that I can work with. I do greatly appreciate you answering these questions as well.
Of course. If you want to avoid the frenzy during feeding, you simply have to feed more and more. You will learn in time.
If this state of being has come with these powers and things of that nature, how do we learn to harness those?
Yes. They are called disciplines for a reason. Much like a muscle, they are to be honed, trained, and sculpted over time. Typically, this responsibility falls to the sire, but I recognize they might not be so easy for you all. There are others in this city that possess these powers of blood. Seek them out. Placate them if you must, but seek them out, and they may teach you what they know. If it would be beneficial, I have an idea of what each of you are capable of. If you would like recommendation, I may point you in a direction, and you may choose to follow it.
I'm interested, but I have a feeling you're just gonna point me back to Holt.
On the contrary, there are others who have the gifts that you possess. It may not come as intuitively the lessons they impart, but you can learn. If you do not wish to entangle yourself with a loathsome baron, there may be those I may get you in contact with.
I'm open.
My contact's name wouldn't happen to be Opry, would it?
He tilts his head. Not at all.
Cool.
Of course, this also imparts another lesson, and perhaps important one you will learn in upcoming nights. That everything comes with a price.
Which explains the hands.
I'm just glaring at him.
That was simply for my own amusement.
Ah.
There are more official prices that must be paid. You will learn there is an economy of favors that most of us subscribe to. Tit for tat. You scratch one kindred's back and they may scratch yours. And thus we come to our discussion. I am willing to put you in contact with to teach you more of the ways of your blood, but I would like recompense for my time.
All right. How so?
I have an idea of where to start.
I would not ask much of you. I always have need for cash. Actual money. I won't put you through so many hoops.
Oh. Okay, that's a lot more straightforward than I was expecting.
I trust to keep my business dealings straightforward, as you said. I'm thinking if you would like to take me up on this offer, $2,000 each will do. Except for that one. His price is 10.
He's willing to help, though.
That's something. You just gotta pull the money up from somewhere. I have 3 dots of resources. How feasible is that?
3 dots of resources? You could probably pull that together. Might take you a night to consolidate your funds, but you think reasonable enough?
She's gonna like think for a little bit and she'll all right. I mean, shows were doing pretty good this last little bit. And I can swing that. I'll need some time though to get the cash out.
Of course. I'm not expecting an immediate payment. If you have the means, then I am willing to do this service for you.
Just pass it on to Xantosa.
Hmm.
I have
Yeah.
2 dots of resources. Is 10K reasonable in the slightest?
10K? No. Sadly, not with 2. With
Yeah.
3, you might have been able to manage it. You would be hurting, but yeah, 2 is not enough, sadly. If you continue
Understood,
to
okay.
choose to stay with my servant, then yes, I could pass the message along there. Of course, yeah.
It was more
Keep an eye out.
I just figured it'd be more convenient for everyone involved to go through him with the money.
Hmm. I don't do well with phones of my own. They tend to fall apart rather quickly.
I greatly appreciate the offer, but I'm not able to scrounge that up, so I will not be able to partake. But I again appreciate the generous offer.
Of course. I take it that you would like to steer clear of any baronies and learn solely from unbound teachers.
I would very much prefer to stay away from baronies.
I just want to know what her name is.
Pass my $5. $5 bill.
I just shrug my shoulders and keep looking at the ground. At this point.
Hmm. I'm not entirely interested in selling the secrets of the few allies I do have. Calls herself Margaret.
Got it. You said she's willing to talk with you anyways. So is she cordial?
With me,
Got it.
there are also those who choose to follow her. She has expectations of her gang, treats well enough with them as well. Prove yourself useful, worthy of the blood. She'd likely be willing to talk with you as well. Though I'm not certain is what you're after.
At the moment, it is.
Very well.
And I'm so sorry. Brandon speaking here. I really, really shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. I'd like to spend a point of will.
Okay.
Hey, if
Why
he
are
doesn't
you
answer,
spending this willpower?
for cold read. Or if you meet someone for the first time, you may spend a number of points of willpower equal to your perception. For each point spent, you may ask the storyteller one question about the character. The storyteller must either answer truthfully or let you take the willpower point back to avoid answering the question.
Okay.
Wait, that's a really fun thing. Okay.
A Malkavian specific ability.
Sure is.
Yeah, very good merit. Yeah.
It's fun as hell. All right.
Okay. So you're spending
Alright.
1 point of willpower to ask a question about Cyril?
Yes.
Sure. Go ahead.
I was waiting for you just to say now refund it. No. What does he actually want from us? It's one thing to entertain the idea of, I get to chop off like a clan member of an enemy that I have. It's one thing to just like, I get to have the fledglings over for tea. No, he wants something, and he's only asking for money right now.
But that doesn't make sense.
What does he actually want? Brandon has guesses, Devin doesn't. Although I do have paranoia.
Yeah.
Maybe our minds could meld in certain places, but he doesn't know enough about the politics of the city to have Brandon's guess.
He wants anything for the new kindred in his city to come to their own conclusions about things. He invited you all over because he was going to give you straightforward answers, as best he could, because he believes that you deserve them.
While being a dick.
Oh
To
yeah,
you.
of course. He actually he would love nothing more than to kill Rowan, but
I figured.
for the rest of you, he has an issue with the idea of barons and baronies and so-called leader figures. You think the idea of those who would lead in general He's interested to see what you all do, and if it would benefit him to help guide you down that path if need be. Now that he knows your clans too, he's also very curious. There's some recognition there from some of you, for some of you, to see if you walk in the same steps of another group he's been associated with. Mostly, it's a curious and unique. It's a unique position that you found yourself in, and more than anything, he'd like to see you flourish.
But not me, right? Like, to be
Well,
clear.
yeah, not you.
Yeah, not me.
All right, I'm just writing notes.
It's not much of an ulterior motive per se, at least not in the way of like manipulation of any kind. He just is curious.
Okay.
So, I take it that I should begin to look into those that could teach you, Luca.
Yeah.
Even if our deal does not come to pass, I will begin to ask around, see who's willing.
I appreciate it.
But of course, the offer remains open should you pull your way into funds, Devon. And for you, Zane, is this something you're interested in?
Not at the moment.
Very well. I must say that this has been a most entertaining evening. It's not often that I have so many guests. Perhaps next time we will meet under conditions than this boat. I do appreciate you putting up with the last-minute preparations.
I've definitely been to worse places than a cargo ship. Granted, the outfit.
All to blend in, of course.
We're gonna have to
If
throw
I
a
may
tarp.
leave you with some final bits of advice, I do recommend that you all pay attention to how this whelp heals over time. You may gain some insight there. If he does have the wherewithal to grow them back.
I just glare at him.
And finally, do not let them walk all over you, despite what they may call themselves. Circumstances are changing, but the fact remains that you have been given a very wonderful gift. Use it clear, and use it as you choose to use it. There is no other way. Now then, I believe I have some new toys to experiment with. I bid you all a wonderful evening.
I give him that questioning look again.
Luca will dip her head.
and look at the others like.
Thank you very much again, Cyril.
Of course. Feel free to contact me anytime. I would like to chat a bit more. But until then.
Do you happen to?
Look-
No, I'll figure it out. We need to cover Rowan up that way we don't alarm people.
I nod my head.
Yeah, sure. He looks you up and down. He flashes for a moment. One of his sentinels flashes back, disappears, comes back with a body bag.
That'll work.
I shake my head.
Come
bad.
on, bro, and get in the fucking bag.
I'll only be
I
for a
let
few
out
minutes.
another deep, raspy sigh. And I guess I climb in the bag.
Thank you for being so cooperative.
I kind of nod towards you.
And she zipped it up.
I flip the other two off.
You can't. You don't have. You
You don't have
hands.
hands?
With your
What?
eyebrows.
Oh no, I can't. You're right. Now I just hold my arms up. I hold my stubs up.
Oh, good. He's already crossing his arms. This makes it easier.
Once the bag zipped up, I'm just gonna look at the other two.
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. This is an improvement.
Cyril laughs.
Devin won't suppress a chuckle. He will chuckle. It's like, come on, let's get him out of here.
All I'm saying
Not
is,
Fucking
I'm
chew my
gonna
phone.
enjoy it while it lasts.
I go limp.
And as we escort an injured Rowan back to the van, I think we'll go ahead and leave our story there for tonight.
Yay!
Edge.
And thus, the end of another chapter of Katalla by Night. We will return some future night to see the lives of our kindred further unfold, and see if they sustain any other horrible injuries or gain any more wonderful insights. As well as see who else they meet crawling around the Katalla streets. It's been another episode of Actual Play Broadcast. If you've enjoyed what you've listened to, we don't ask for much. Consider following us and spreading the word to your friends. We are found anywhere podcasts may be hosted, such as Spotify, YouTube, or Audible. Thank you again for listening, and until next time, bye!
Hashtag
Bye.
or
Bye.
bye.
Oh.
Did you even watch that episode?